Hi guys, this is Kim from This Darn Chicks Designs. I've got two methods today of making a t-shirt. This is the shirt that we're actually going to be using. This is one of the Gildans that you get over at Michael's. This is an extra large. The reason why I got an extra large is because I find out that sometimes when you get these at Michael's, Hobby Lobbies, or wherever, even if you order them online, the shrinking, it says it doesn't shrink, it shrinks. So, you know, you put it in a washer, even if you wash it on cold, and you have to put it on warm for drying, it's still gonna shrink. So I got an extra large for today. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do two methods. One, sublimation, okay, on a medium, not really a dark, but a medium colored shirt, okay? And two, we're gonna do a rhinestone cut. So rhinestone cut, we're actually gonna be using our silhouette cameo here, okay? So if you've ever had a silhouette cameo, they're really cool to work with. They are a little bit loud, but they're a really nice machine. There's several different functions that's actually to it. This is a Wi-Fi one, so we are going to start out with that. But first, we're gonna go to our Canva, and we're gonna pick out what we wanna put on our t-shirt. So I'll see you there. Okay, so this is what I did, is I went in and I found what I wanted for my t-shirt, which was Nashville. I got my elements over here to the side here. So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and you could change it up. You could put your stars in, whatever you want, because this is on Canva. So once I got that, okay, I went ahead and I grouped it all together. And then I went ahead and I sent it over to my computer. So that's the first process of what you're going to want to do. The second process is going to be your silhouette. So once I get the silhouette up and running, we will go ahead and do that. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to print out our t-shirt. So instead of using the green one, I decided to go ahead and use the white one because I decided to go ahead and use pink instead of using that pink on the darker green. So it would actually pop. So we're actually gonna go ahead and we're gonna use this white t-shirt here, and we're gonna go ahead and sublimate it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our t-shirt, okay? Make sure that you go to your heat press and you wanna press out any moisture that you actually have in your t-shirt. From there, you can actually go ahead and you'll be able to print out and sublimate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that done first. Then once that is pressed out, we're just waiting for it to go ahead and heat up. Then you want about 11 by 14 sheet of sublimation paper. This is A3, I believe. And what I've done is I've taped it to the back of another just regular piece of paper, because when I put it through my SG, sometimes it won't go through if it's just by itself because the film is so slick. So you have to actually go ahead and tape the back of it so you can get it both together, and then you can slip it in. But when you do, you want to actually turn it over so when it feeds through, it will feed up and around, and then it'll print on this side. Okay, so now we've got our printout, okay? So sorry I don't have a whole lot of light in here tonight, but now that we have our printout, it says Nashville, and it's actually printed backwards. So when we turn it over, it will sublimate exactly onto the actual t-shirt itself. So in order to do that, we have this sublimation powder, okay? This is a DTF powder, it's for printing. So you're gonna take that and you're gonna sprinkle it over the top. So let me go ahead here and put this in it. Okay, so we're gonna take it. And what I'm doing is I'm just gonna sprinkle over the top of it here. And so this is actually going to adhere to the actual paper and the ink, okay? So normally what I do is just kind of take it, shake it back and forth just a little bit here so it kind of gets it. I always got this little bucket that's actually here to the side that it will actually help me with it. I'll pull this out just a little bit here so you kind of see what I'm doing. If you can see that or not. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, so once that's done, I usually just take it and shake it right back in there. because we want to try to get as much as of the image as possible. All right, so this is what it looks like with the coating, okay? So you'll see that it's just a little bit darker. So that, I think I got everything on there. And then normally what we do after that is I normally go ahead and just put this back in here. I want to make sure that I'm not wasting any of the powder. Oops, kind of spilled that there. So let's just go ahead and put this back in here and get it out of the way. You don't want to waste any of your powder, you know, just to make sure, because stuff, you know, it's expensive. Go ahead, put that in there, shake this off. And then what I'll do next is I go around my prints and I cut around them, because when I put this in here, I've got tape from the side to side. So I just go ahead in here and just kind of go across it and get rid of that sheet, because we're not going to need these. So I'm just kind of cut up around it there. And then you want to do one more shake after that to make sure that you got everything off of there. Sometimes I put that tape way close to it, and if you do, it's going to get onto your sublimation ink. And then you've got to rip the tape off of it, and then it takes a whole piece out, so you don't want to do that. So we go ahead and do this right here. And so when you peel this off, you're going to see more of a clear look to it. So I've got that sitting there. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and heat my t-shirt up. Okay, so the next thing that you're actually going to want to do is you're going to want to place your image down, face down. Find out exactly where you want it at. Okay, get this over here. I start to get a mess afterwards when I'm trying to show people what to do and how to do their shirts. So we've got our t-shirt here, all right, kind of placed where I want it at. And you want to go ahead and you want to take heat tape, because if you use a regular tape, it's actually going to just melt onto your t-shirt, so don't ever use regular tape. So I'm actually going to pull out some heat tape here, and we're going to cut a couple pieces of it and get it done here. So just go ahead here, put this on. So this one right here is a Caesar, however they say it, is the tape that you can get over at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Those are only two places really pretty much I go. I mean, occasionally I'll go to like Joann's or whatever, but honestly, I mean, that's where you can get it at. You could probably get it all three places and get it. And you're just gonna take a piece and you just wanna make sure that this goes over the top there. Let's get a couple pieces here, just to make sure that this will stay. So we want one up here at the top, one here on the sides. And I know what you're gonna say, you know, some people go ahead and they heat this up before. I normally don't do it, it still does the same thing. It will adhere into the actual fabric. So I really, you know, I mean, I guess you could. Occasionally I will, but like tonight, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna show you exactly how to sublimate this on here. And then after that, then we're gonna go on to the actual rhinestones. So let's take it over to the heat press. So what you wanna do next is you wanna make sure that this kind of cools down. You can do a hot peel, you can do a cool peel. It kind of depends on what you want to do. Normally I'll do a cool peel on this because it, like I said, it will actually embed into the shirt itself. So, so we're going to do that. And then I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this is from Beadland. They're hot fix. So we're probably going to use some of those tonight. I'll probably just kind of sprinkle it on there because my silhouette, unless I can get it moving, which I'm hoping I can, you know, we may be able to use that tonight. I don't know. It's like my computer is very slow tonight, so let's see how things go. We'll just kind of go from there. I really want to use it tonight so I can show you exactly how to work on that Silhouette Studio. So let's see if it pops up here in a minute. So we're gonna just go ahead and let this cool, okay? Okay, so now that this is cooled down, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of peel it off. Sometimes the tape won't come with it and sometimes it will, so it just depends. And I found out also, even though this says 100% cotton, the finer the weaves, the better the print. The less the weaves, the worse the print, if that makes sense. So when something says 100% cotton, yes, it may be 100% cotton, but it just depends on how close that weave is when they're making those t-shirts. So see here, here. So this came out pretty decent. Probably needed just a little bit more time, but however, not too bad. I mean, it's still a good shirt. I can wear it to work. So the next thing that we're gonna actually do is kind of put some, this right here is a little bit of sublimation here. What we're gonna do is put a little bit of these on here. These are the Hot Fix. I think we're probably gonna do these right here. I seem to like those. It just kind of gives a nice little sparkle to it. So we'll probably try those. So when you're using your Silhouette Studio, okay, and you have Hot Fix rhinestones, you want to look down here at the bottom of it. It'll say crystal stone, and then there should be a millimeter on the back of it here. Yes, it says right here, it's SS10. That's 3 millimeters, so that's what you want to use. You can use a 6SS, but the 6SS is a lot smaller, and then the 10SS is larger, 16SS is even larger than that. So these will be the ones that you're actually going to be able to place in the holes that the silhouette's going to make. So up here at the top, we've got our canvas here. So we're going to go ahead up to File. We're going to go create a new project. All right. So once we get to our new project here, I want to go over to where you make the rhinestones, okay? So up here it'll say rhinestone effect. All right, so that's actually where we're gonna go. Let me see here. I do want to do the 10SS. There's a linear fill, there is a radial fill, there's just a circle, whatever, you know. You can also do a hand drawing one. This right here will show you the rhinestone library, so you can kind of go up and down, and it's cool because then you can put it in here and just say you want to do 16. Let's go ahead and put it in here. Single or multiple. It kind of gives you what you're looking for there. So you can go back and you can look. Now, like I said, I'll do a 10SS. That'll be mine. It'll pop up down here. That's what I want to do. But I think I want to do in single is what I want to do on mine. So then you'll go down here and we'll do single. All right, and then there's so many different functions to this right here. There's a linear fill or whatever. And the radial fill, let's go up here. And there's also stippling, there's all this stuff up here. So let's go ahead and make one and see what it comes out to look like. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of draw something here. Like maybe not the best draw, especially on a computer. It's a little bit different. If I don't like that, I could just go back and delete it. So let's see here. See if I can draw something a little bit better than that. Or I could just go ahead and just probably just delete that one and do the linear. Cut that out. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Okay. So we're just gonna make it new. Because sometimes when you start out with the silhouette, it's a little hard to do certain things. So let's go back here to freehand, and so I think the only thing I'm just gonna do something like this. Okay, just to show you what it'll do. And then we're gonna go up here and we're gonna send. All right, and it will give a couple minutes. It'll show awaiting connection, which is what it normally does. And then it will go ahead and it will be able to cut out from there. Okay, so what I did is just kind of throw a couple of them on here because for some reason I can't seem to get my silhouette to work tonight. And I'm gonna turn this light around here. So you can just take these and kind of flip them over if you want. Just make sure that they don't get onto the actual print itself, because if they do, they won't stick. So you wanna make sure they're actually on the garment. And then just take your paper, pull it over here to the top. Use your heat press. I have it at about 309 for about 9 seconds. So it'll stick. A couple of them will stick, a couple of them won't, just because I got them upside down. Lift it back up. I'll pull this up here. And go from there. See where it's, because I didn't flip them all, see? So, which I'm okay with that, because I can get that off later. All right, and then we're just gonna come up over here. Now, the one thing about your heat press is if the pressure is too much on it, what will happen is it'll leave indentations, which will come out anyways. So basically, this is what your t-shirt will look like. These are just two different ways of doing it. You've got the sublimation, and then of course you got the little rhinestones that are actually in here. I'll go back here later on, I'll press all this and get it done. But other than that, it's pretty easy to make yourself a t-shirt and then put whatever design that you want on it. And so if you have any questions, just kind of put them down below. Let me know if you have any type of questions whatsoever, and just put it down below, and then give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and like, and you have a good night.